This is the time where everybody takes their nasty pots and pans and brings them outside and bangs them everywhere.
Bang your head.
Probably the only bang they got in
Heyo.
for the whole day.
Yeah.
No, this is a 7 o'clock hour where you bang, make a lot of noise for 2 minutes in appreciation of all the people who actually have to work, especially healthcare providers.
Yes.
So, yeah. We usually have a neighbor below us who is an aggressive pan banger.
It is a pandemic.
I know, but she has this
Pan.
kind of face.
It's my first pandemic
She's
joke.
looking around, waiting for the neighbors to give them that look of, why aren't you out here banging your pans?
Judging.
She's so annoying.
Yeah.
But at least she's out there doing something to appreciate something instead of like being annoying to everyone else.
Right.
But anyway, yay.
Welcome
yay.
to the episode.
Yes.
Episode 3.
But also, yay to all of our healthcare workers and people who have to work.
Oh, that's true. I'm
Let's
sorry.
celebrate it. We're still in the middle of the celebration.
Bang
It just
your
ended.
pot.
But bang your pants. Yay. Okay. So anyway, enough complaining about our neighbor.
So let's do a quick recap, because in the last episode you did a reading at the end of the podcast, a blood sugar reading, and it was wildly nuts.
9.5.
But you did one like shortly after that with a different finger.
I know that
different.
and I know that every girl would like to be a 9.5.
Yayo.
No.
Yeah.
But not this kind of 9.5.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Did you want to explain what happened, or what you think what happened?
I think because I didn't wash my hands.
Right.
I ended up reading it again, and after I washed my hands, and now it ended up being an 8.
Like read it again, like within like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
Of finishing
but it
the
can.
podcast.
I can read my finger 10 times and it'd be different. But so something was clearly off. I might have had something on my finger that had alcohol on it or something. Right. So maybe.
And also you'd started drinking that, and we recorded for like an hour, so maybe that wasn't enough time to even the alcohol to get through your system to lower anything either. There's a couple things.
No, it takes about between a half hour to an hour for it to get it into your blood stream.
Normally, when you were learning, you would take, or you were learning, but when you were new to this, you were testing with an hour after you ate, and then 2 hours after you ate.
An hour after I ate. If you really want to test a new food, not that I want to keep talking about diabetes stuff, but if you really want to test a new food, you test a half hour after your first bite. Then you test another half hour, which will be the hour mark. And that's pretty much going to be your indication right there in the hour mark of if that food is worth eating or not anymore. Right. And then by the time you hit the 2 hour mark, you should be where you started before you, because I actually forgot to say you need to read yourself before you eat. So the 2 hour mark, you should be, like if I read a 5.2, I should be back at a 5.2 at the 2 hour mark. If I'm not, then that food is not good either. Right. So anyway, I was an 8. Still, it's better than 9.5. I prefer anything after I eat a 7.7 or lower to be okay. I mean, obviously, I don't want to stay lower than that, but 9's a little bit.
Right.
But anyway.
That's like, at what point before you need to be worried and like need to go to an emergency room? Or no, I guess that's not necessarily a step.
Well, I read a 3.9 once and it freaked me out, but apparently I'm still okay. But I read a girl in my diabetic. That was on the lower
end, though. You got a 3.9, which means you just have one of those tablet things, right?
I don't have to at that point. I can just eat something. It's not that bad. Mm-hmm. There's a number. I think it like 3.2 or lower or 3, something like that. But there was a girl in my diabetic group that was reading a 2.2, and she didn't know what to do. She's eating all kinds of food and freaked out. Ended up in the hospital during the pandemic.
Yeah,
so not a great place for a diabetic. And then I don't know what happened to her though. She might still be there. But she was eating and that's not the right thing to do. It takes a long time for food to, you need something next right away. So you need those GX4 sugar pills, and whatever they're called. And that it's fast acting. So
what about at the other end, the high end? Like when you were uncomfortable with the 9. Yeah. But when is that?
I've seen people at 16. So, that's like you're going to have a heart attack or your nerves are dying in your... anything over... I think it was like 7.7 or 8 something. Anything over a certain number... I don't want to say the number because I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember right now. Your nerves start to die off in your body.
Right.
And you don't want to kill your vagus vein is your main vein in your body. Vagus vein. I'm not a doctor. Don't keep me. This is just things I've been learning in my diabetic group. But yeah, so good times.
But everything was ultimately fine. It was a miss.
Yeah, and I actually dropped down to like 5.1 like an hour later or something.
So 2 hours after that.
But you should never drastically drop and go up that much.
Right.
Like when you eat, you should never go more than 1 point.
But an hour after the podcast again, or a further hour after that, you were down to the reasonable number again.
Yes.
So that first one was definitely a misread number.
It was. And that happens from occasionally, and that's why you have to read. Usually when I get a high number, I read it again until I'm at a happy number. Because you don't want to keep doing that. If you there's people who ignore diabetes and just keep eating whatever they want, and then that's when they end up in the hospital in organ failures.
No, you've done an amazing job to do none of that. You've done the really, really hard work, which is drastically change your diet, and you've reaped the rewards of that. But it's so much more work, meal planning, and we don't go and eat anymore. Do it already. There's a lot of, I know, but I mean,
as a vegetarian,
we're both vegetarians, but now it's even more scaled back. So eating out has been a challenge.
It is hard as a vegetarian.
Now we can't eat out at all.
Yeah, well, it is hard as a vegetarian and a diabetic. Yeah, I could see like it'd be a little easier for meat eaters because you can have you can have meat.
You can have a lot of the stuff that you still love, whereas our relationship with food really had to change.
Eating out's hard. Yeah, eating out, and then you're the asshole at the restaurant. He's like, is there sugar in it? Because I really can't have sugar. And they're just looking at you like you're crazy. Yeah. But a lot of times I say that, they're like, I'm diabetic too, the waiter. Right. Or my sister, so they understand. And I've actually had waiters or waitresses come back and say, there's also this in it. Do you want me to make sure that it doesn't go in the... Right. So I think it is smart to tell. I know people roll their eyes when people are like, is it gluten-free and stuff? But there's a reason why people are asking. Yeah. I know some people are crazy about it, but there is real allergies to things, and you have to be careful because people end up in the hospital. And absolutely, making fun of, I've seen lots of people make fun of people who are like, I'm gluten-free or whatever, but there's a reason why. There's a reason why, because if you haven't had any kind of allergies to anything, you don't understand. When you're allergic to something food-wise, it's the worst feeling. And so I just hope that restaurants do take it seriously when people do have a
good place. Well,
anyway, but I don't want to talk about my diabetes forever because I could. But
and I didn't want to switch topics and it sound insensitive or anything like that. But the other big news of the day is that also after the podcast, I was going to talk about Bachelor Party.
That is a great segment.
Okay. Because then there was secondary news.
There
was segue, but there was also secondary news, which is bigger news involving your mom. But first, let's talk about the greatness that we discovered. Because 2 days ago, Bachelor Party was not on any streaming platform, and then it
also shows they're listening to us.
Yeah, so we found it on Crave. Was it on Crave?
It was actually on Stars.
Right. Okay.
Through Hulu.
Yeah.
I was looking through all the Tom Hanks because we talked about watching all the Tom Hanks and how many Tom Hanks movies does it take to get through a pandemic.
There was everything.
There it was. And we immediately watched it the next day.
Now.
Now,
was it on Stars through Crave or was it Stars
through Hulu?
We're one of the...
but no one says anything about...
What?
You're going to say the VPN stuff.
Yeah, right? It's not illegal to have a VPN. No. Yes, we get to watch... We have...
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
We pay for Hulu and we pay for a VPN to watch
I use a VPN to get a private browser.
Yeah. To block your... Because...
If anybody asks, I use a VPN to get a private browser. Private browser, like private dancing.
Great
anyway.
Tina Turner song. Anyways, so was it Hulu? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
It was Hulu, and we got Stars through Hulu.
Okay.
Because we watch
Because there is Stars through Crave as well.
But they don't have everything.
Have it. Okay,
I bet you.
I didn't know.
I bet you
the magic box just showed me Bachelor Party, and I clicked on it. It was only because
I clicked on Tom Hanks's picture.
Yeah.
And going through what movies were on there, and then the very last one that showed up, Bachelor Party.
So we watched.
And I screamed.
Yeah.
And freaked out. And you went to bed, and I watched the first couple minutes. And I was like, "Wow, this is kind of what I remember, but it's even worse." Right. It's worth watching because it's so stupid. Yeah. It's the typical dude movie where boobs are there, boobs are here, boobs are everywhere.
heaven.
There's donkeys. There's strippers. There's boobs. There's babies.
Well, after watching it, and then me going on my rant about how is this not available anywhere, I for a moment I thought like, Tom Hanks is so powerful. He was trying to bury this movie.
He's burying this movie.
And it's like, holy shit. Like,
so if you have access to Stars, go watch it so you can be like, holy shit, this movie is so awful to women.
But it totally is awful. It's the times. It was 1984. You know, there was no female executive anywhere related to the movie studio, let alone the movie. All the female characters were just showing boobs.
It was Tawny
Katan from was it Whitesnake?
She was video? On the car, right?
Yeah.
She was in the Whitesnake video, I believe.
And you know, like none of the characters, they barely got names. They do have names, but I'm just saying like they were not the focus of the movie. There was Debbie.
Debbie is Tawny.
There was Tracy or Tina or whatever.
There's a Tina. Tina, I swear she plays Tina in like Animal House or something.
It's just the classic.
She was in Police Academy, I think.
Oh, maybe we should have looked it up because
we should watch Police Academy. Anyway, I won't get on that.
We're not going down the Police Academy. We probably will.
Yeah. I love the guy who makes all the noises. But anyway,
okay, let's probably now. I'm obsessed. I need to know his name, and it's not there. That's I know. I'm not going to go down that road again.
But I just want to make lots of noises now. Anyway,
in my mind, I'm thinking of his name. Yeah.
You know the guy.
I know. I totally know his name, but I don't know his name anymore.
Well, anyway, we won't talk about that until we watch it again because I do want to go that. Anyway,
it was hilarious. It's cheesy. It's sexist. It's all of those things
almost
that you remember from
sex.
80s movies. Yeah.
And actually,
Does it hold up? Does it hold up in any way? It's still funny.
It holds up to where you want to cringe even more.
Yeah.
But like Tom Hanks ends up being the good guy at the end. He really didn't want any of these things, but all his friends are still douchebags.
Yeah.
And like it's just funny how.
And it had Adrian Zmed.
It's funny how movies got away with being such shitty towards women in these movies. And also, can I bring up the fact that when men have bachelor parties, they want to get together, watch a porn together, watch a woman have sex with a donkey, or strippers. Are you guys gonna have sex with each other?
Or there's the, hey, I'm done. It's your turn to fuck the hooker. Like,
that's weird. No. They just come in and out of a room after they fuck a hooker. Yeah. But like, dude, what are you guys thinking? Like, you're doing this because you want to have sex with girls. Yeah. Just get a girl and have sex with her. You don't need to like get the guys together, watch a porn. And then what are you going to do after that? Do you guys sit around and jack off to each other? Do you circle jerk? What do you do?
I've never been to a bachelor party. I've never sat in a room and watched porn with other dudes. Never done that.
That's weird, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally weird.
So what is this? What men do in bachelor parties?
It's what they did in 1984.
Are they doing it now?
It's what Tom Hanks does every night.
Because that's all they thought about in this movie was like boobs.
Yeah.
It literally started out with one of his friends. He works at like a Sears sort of photography studio.
Yeah.
And a woman with big boobs comes in with her baby. And of course, it's a sweater almost unbuttoned. He's like,
bra.
I love your babies.
Oh, she did have a bra. He just was not very.
Barely there. He's like, I love your babies. Come in and we'll take photos. He ends up putting the baby down to sleep. And he's posing with her, and slowly but surely, her top's coming down more and more so.
It's a great movie.
Tom Hanks walks in and is like, hey, what's going on in here? He gets in the photos, and he's pointing to her boobs going, yeah!
Because we all know any mom with a new baby clearly wants two other dudes hanging out with her and getting photos taken.
But it also started out with like a montage of him going up with scenes for his baby and like, here's a beach scene. I'll give your baby a margarita to drink. And she's like, no, I don't want that. But why did she not agree to the space scene with the cute little alien ears? That I'd be like, yes, you got it. Take this photo of my child.
Cute baby. But he was more of a toddler. He was like a 1-year-old. Anyway, not the point.
Well, toddler. But I'm trying to think what else this movie.
Still worth a watch.
I forgot that Tawny was in it.
Totally. The things that stand out to me were the things that I remember from the ad, like over and over and over again, like the 3D movie that they go to at the end of the movie where they're fighting. It's just like, oh God,
but the 3D movie also. Do you remember the 3D glasses back then were way better than now? They had the red and the blue. Is it red and blue on the side of the glasses too? And they were more like 80s style. But like the movie they were in when they were fighting in front of the movie, and they're like, hey, this is real 3D, you guys. I've never seen it like it before. The movie behind them was not 3D, because if we were looking at it without our glasses, it would be blurry.
You know, in the making of that movie, they're just like, guys, no one's gonna notice a blurry movie in the background. The people aren't gonna like that, so it's got to be. They got to make sure they see. Or they're like,
it doesn't matter because we have like $100,000 budget.
Well, they were matching the fight sequence to the other fight sequence, and you're probably right. They probably didn't want to go and film a 3D movie. Because those movies,
it doesn't matter how important those scenes are because it's not a serious movie.
Yeah.
But like that, and of course, like someone in the audience gets punched in the face, and she's like, this isn't the best 3D I've ever seen. She's like, it's just okay. And then she gets punched in the face. She's like, whoa, this is the best 3D movie ever.
Classic
and I'm just like,
80s.
Also, a fish just comes out and punches you in the face, and you're like 20th row in the back.
Sounded like you said fish. A fish comes out and punches you. It's like, I don't know.
That would be better. But anyway, and then I thought when they were bringing in the donkey for the woman to have sex with the donkey, I thought, did they actually finish that scene? But no, the donkey.
Don't want to spoil
The donkey decided to eat everything in the room, as well as the donkey knew how to do cocaine.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
The donkey was snorting cocaine and then freaked the fuck out in the room and then died. So there's this dead upside down. You know, the classic, when the animal's dead in the movie, he goes upside down, the legs straight up.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What?
So we were talking last night about where Big related to Bachelor Party, because Bachelor Party was, you know, obviously pretty raunchy, and then Big was much more wholesome, and I think that was more on the path where his career went after that. So I was looking that up, and the two things that stand out is Bachelor Party and Splash were in the same year.
Yeah, of
course. Those were both 1984. Also, when we watched this probably a handful of years ago, is we were rewatching Family Ties, and so 1983 and 84 is where he plays Uncle Ned. So that was basically the same year. He did 3 episodes on Family Ties.
I have so many things to talk about on Family Ties.
Oh, I know. But that was... Splash was really his first movie. God, he was on Happy Days. Right, so he was a TV star. He was on Bosom Buddies, and he was Taxi, Happy Days.
Bosom Buddies was actually good, but I should go back and watch again to make sure I still think it's as good as I remember.
I think it is. It was fun. But anyways...
men dressed up as women wasn't something they actually would put on besides Tootsie.
Yeah.
Like, so that was kind of like, for TV, that was probably big. Yeah.
But he goes from basically... does 1 episode of Happy Days. He's in a movie called Mazes and Monsters, which I'm not sure what that is. Then he does Family Ties.
One of those,
then he does the starring role in Splash.
Wow.
Like his career just goes.
I watched the Maze and Monsters one. It's like isn't it like Creep Show or something?
I don't know. I don't recognize it.
I recognize the name. I'm pretty sure it's like Creep Show, but I have to look it up.
So then after Bachelor Party is The Man with One Red Shoe, and then Volunteers, The Money Pit. So those were 2, I think, big movies. Then he did Nothing in Common, and then Big is not until 4 years later in 1988. And then then after that is just a lot of hit and misses.
But we finally filled our head with Bachelor Party and cringed a little bit, but there are some funny moments. But also surprising how many people were in it that we've seen in so many other movies. So. Anyway, if you have stars, go watch it so you can be horrified over how badly women are treated in there.
It's kind of like,
and also I see why Tom Hanks would probably want to bury it.
Oh yeah. And then you looked up you also went down the trail of his kids, and Colin Hanks is 42 years old. They have 4 kids. And they have 4 kids.
Yeah, and they're all like only Colin Hanks looks the most like Tom.
Well, the youngest one, you said, looks
like young Tom with the
Bachelor
curly
Parties.
hair. Yeah, the youngest one, and they have a daughter. So I for some reason I thought maybe Colin was the only kid, or 2. I thought he had 2 because there was the other kid, Brett. Chet. Brett. Chet. Same. Yeah. Funny name choice, but yeah. So there you go. We've went down the Tom Hanks tube, and
well worth it.
Well worth it. But now you brought up a good point of. Well, I brought up a good point of now I want to watch Police Academies. You know who's in one of the Police Academies? Samantha from Sex and the City.
Oh right, yeah. Canadian Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, that's
I knew that name.
So, yeah, we have a lot of... I think lately, since we've been watching Caddyshack, we'd want to go back and watch a bunch of old stuff.
It just came to me. The name of the guy that makes the sounds, Michael Winslow.
Yes!
And I did it in the back of my head.
And not your phone.
And not verbally through 10 minutes of a podcast.
Should have brain farts.
Yeah.
Like my mom says.
Yeah. Other big news.
Yes.
Let's get to the other big news. And that is...
Well, it's big news in sad news.
Yeah.
Is that my mom is selling our childhood home.
That's sad.
But it's done.
Yeah, it's happening.
Like 11, I think my mom said...
Deal's in play.
A little over 11 days ago, since Florida decided to do the quarantine, she's like, I'm not going to quarantine by myself for 30 days. So she just moved out in like 2 days of a 3-bedroom house, got rid of everything.
Yeah.
Moved in with my brother, which is something I've been wanting her to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the house now has pretty much sold. They're still finalizing stuff.
Yeah.
To a young military family,
That's
which
great.
I was hoping it would go to a military family because that's how we started in that house, is a young military family. And that wasn't my only home. That was just the home we ended up.
I think this is the definition of bittersweet.
Yes. And that's...
We're very, very happy for you.
It's also the house where my dad passed away.
Yeah.
So...
2 years ago now.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Isn't it?
Time's just going by so fast now. But yeah, it's going.
He just would have had his birthday on April 19th.
Yes. But the house is going now, and anytime now, and they want to move in fast because housing is hard to find there because all the military bases all the houses on base are under construction, so they all have to live off base. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that's a young military family. I would love to see what they do with the house because it's, it's getting older, and the kitchen needs a nice remodel. So I'd love to see it. It's great bones. So once you remodel the kitchen and maybe do some bathroom stuff, I kind of feel like the house will look really, really good. And it's lots of property. It's like over 1,700 square feet,
right,
or more.
Yeah. And
I'm excited that a new family is starting out in that house. The house had a lifetime of memories, and I'm not going to cry over this. I'm going to cry. No. But yeah, I already cried enough. But it's...
Well, no, there's no reason to cry. It's a positive thing. It's going to help your mom with some extra cash.
Yeah.
It was too much house for her to manage. I did.
It's a lot of property.
I'm glad that I got to spend some time there. I can't believe that she would do the freaking yard work on that place because it was a lot of the fucking little pine needles.
But it's her only exercise, so that she.
I know, but it was rough work. Your mom was busting her ass trying to do those things, and she's a very, very hard worker.
And it's hot.
And it's freaking hot.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm excited to drive by again one day and see what they've done.
Yeah.
Go knock on the door. I used to live here. Can I come inside? I won't hurt you.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just. It's weird.
Another house that you had to move out of that now is...
I've lived in a lot of houses because we're a military family, so I'm used to letting go. But this is the longest
house you had
we've ever had.
Yeah.
All our houses have also been in cul-de-sacs.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Cul-de-sacs.
Cul-de-sacs or cul-de-sacs? Cul-de-sacs.
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 The plural of cul-de-sac. I believe.
Yeah.
Was that on a Gilmore Girls episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But there you go. The last of the Sikorsky Manor is going to be going to a new
chapter,
family.
Though. It's a new chapter.
Yeah.
She'll be living there with your brother and his family, and she won't be alone. She'll have lots of friends. The dog's got new playmates, kids to play with.
The dog actually looks really happy right now because there's so many more people around him.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and his name is Gizmo Funkhauser Sikorsky.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to convince my mom to not name him something Poo. There was a name something Poo.
Pookie Poo?
Pookie Poo, whatever. She always likes Poo at the end of things for animal names. And I was like, no, name him Kevin. I love human names for dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny to have a dog named Bob.
Yeah.
And so giving a human name. So I said, how about Gizmo? And it wasn't a human name, but it was enough to where she would agree to.
He seemed like a gizmo.
He seemed like a gizmo because he was so cute.
Yeah.
And then I thought of Curb Your Enthusiasm with the guy's Funkhauser name. Mm-hmm. I was like, his middle name is Funkhauser. And it physically is on his little paperwork that's his name. It's
great.
So Gizmo Funkhauser. Sikorsky. And now he's happy because he has lots of grandkids around and he looks happy. He does physically look happy.
That's great.
So There you go.
That the house is empty. Mm-hmm. It'll be gone. Somebody else they'll growing up in your old room.
I know, it's weird.
Circle of life. I watched Lion King, you know.
Yeah, we've already talked about that.
Yeah. That's why I'm able to use that phrase.
Let's not talk about Lion King.
Simba, I'll be dead soon.
Who was the voice of that?
Darth Vader, James Earl Jones.
Oh, I would watch Lion King again if they put Star Wars into it.
Well,
Lion King, Star Wars.
Darth Vader's already there, so.
Yeah, he just needs to change his voice a little bit.
And in the remake, it's got what's his name? Glover.
Danny?
No, is it Danny Glover?
Danny Glover? Well, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're just going to change our podcast name to Bad with Names.
It should. Donald. Donald.
Danny? Is Danny short for Donald?
No, Danny is the guy from Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
Donald is his name.
The
Donald
one who had
Danny,
a Lethal
they're
Weapon.
not related.
Lethal Weapon's also something I loved, and I will never forget him on the toilet for the whole episode because there's a bomb on the toilet.
And we replaced the toilet in your parents' old house.
Yeah.
And we never got to go back to it, but it was a hell of a toilet.
It was a hell of a
Proud
job.
of our work we did swapping out that toilet.
Oh my God, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, plumbing's the worst. Again, back in this plumbing shit. You can't.
Hey, I can plumb. It's debatable. Your brother helped me out in the end. Shut up.
He only had the right tools. Like he had
Yeah.
a drill for the cement to go into.
Oh yeah,
the ground.
that was the thing. We couldn't get to the concrete.
My mom didn't have that tool. Anyway,
those are the big events.
In our big events, what are you looking forward to the most when we get to go back to somewhat of a normal life? I know you look forward to going to Sephora.
I do. At first, I was gonna say hugs, hugging someone.
I don't like hugging. Well, I like hugging people, but I don't like. I kind of like the social distancing, especially at stores.
Yeah.
Because
we will talk
people
about Sephora.
always get too close.
We should talk about the things we do like, which is the close standers. Now they're staying the fuck away from me.
For the most part, there's people who, like we talked about this, where the mask comes, they think they're invisible, so they can just come up in my grill. But I like the fact that Costco
limits
how many people in there, because they will literally shove as many people in on a Saturday as they can, and then you can't move around.
No.
So I like that I can go in and it's the only kind of shopping we can do right now when we go to Costco.
And I'm a big fan of the giant sneeze guards.
I love them. I think they should keep them up.
I think so too.
I think they should keep them up. I love the zero contact. I love that I don't have to sign for packages. Although my new Apple computer, it says I have to sign for it. So we'll see how that goes.
It's in Japan right now.
It's made a
little sidestep.
When did Apple start shipping from China?
I think because it's a custom order.
Okay.
I think everything gets manufactured there, obviously.
Okay.
And then gets shipped here. But because we customized it or added a couple of components,
they must have a warehouse here or in California But yeah, it made a diversion from China. It was supposed to get on a plane in China and come over to our side in Canada. Mm-hmm. It went to Japan instead. So I guess our computer won a little side trip. Yeah. A little road trip.
Do you think it'll get to go to that robot bar?
I think it should. Oh, it should. I hope it has. I hope it takes some photos so I can see it.
Great.
I hope my computer comes and arrives with an adventure, but I hope it arrives also with no damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So
there'll be probably some movement today.
Tonight.
I mean, it's still a week.
I just want to see it go over the ocean.
Yeah.
And get on a different side at least and see it move more. But they did update the date. It was supposed to be the 29th and now it's the 28th. So whatever they did, Japan's on it and they're getting it out.
I love that it's been delayed, but now it's going to arrive a day early. That's a good delay.
But I doubt once it hits Canada Post, it'll be delayed again.
Well, it's still UPS.
Oh God.
So
you're right. UPS
is
the worst.
And the fun part about it too is you already have the opportunity to sign for it. Which just ensures that somebody is stealing that computer.
I saw
who does that.
That there was sign for it now before it arrives. I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I sign for my $2,300 computer?
We are 100% losing this.
They're just gonna take it. It's like they let the drivers design the app.
Make up their own
tracking.
rules.
Make up their own rules. Not that every UPS driver is awful, but there's been a lot of theft with UPS. I was hoping it would. I thought it would be Pure Later or FedEx. I didn't think they would be using UPS.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think all UPS drivers are dicks. I think just the ones that exclusively bring products to our address are dicks.
That is true. We have the worst luck.
Yeah.
When it comes to things, especially things we're excited about.
Right.
Not that that's a problem. We have way more problems in the world, but that's...
Yeah.
We're just predicting. This is our game. We're predicting what's going to happen. And that's probably what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It'll move so quick from China to Japan to over probably somewhere in the States, then here.
Mm-hmm.
Probably land in California and then go here.
It's sitting somewhere.
But once it hits Canada...
It's going to sit somewhere for a week.
Yeah.
Right? Because it would just normally because it went from...
Well, it's just delayed in general.
The ordered to process to building it to shipping it in like 4 days in China and then a day in Japan. It'll either sit there for a week or it'll get to North America and sit there for a week.
It's going to have fun in Japan.
Yeah.
I don't blame it for going to Japan. Japan's awesome. Absolutely. I want to go to Japan. Now I'm jealous of my computer because it got to go to Japan.
Before you did. Yeah.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know once it hits Canada Post, it's going to just be delayed.
Again, it's not going to touch Canada Post.
Meanwhile, my other computer
it's
is
UPS
so slow.
the whole way.
It's
fine.
But still, UPS delayed my groceries. Anyway,
it'll happen. That should be on a T-shirt.
UPS delayed my groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't complain too much. I'm not sick and I'm not dying, so.
It's going to be an exciting time when it shows up, though.
It is. And we got to spray it down, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a cough again.
Do you?
A lot of things you have to cut out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Give me the more pause. Next time, cough, pause, make your lovely comment. But when you cough and comment, then I can't do it because I like the comment. But I just need that editing room.
Why do you want the comment of my cough?
Because it's funny. The comment of my cough.
I think I said that to you once when we had sex. I need editing room.
Hey, that's good. Nice. What kind of show is this?
It's the donkey show.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
I told you.
Yeah.
It can get really weird. And this is on no alcohol.
Yeah.
We did have some packages arrive the other day.
This podcast is about packages.
Got a package.
Yeah, exactly.
We got these cute pillowcases that have Baby Yoda on them.
Oh, that's true.
And also a Stormtrooper pillowcase that were done by
Katie Pop Art?
Katie or Katie Pop Art. She had a sale.
Shout out.
Yeah, we have a lot of her stuff in our house, and she put her pillowcases on sale. And so now we have a Stormtrooper pillowcase and a Baby Yoda pillowcase.
The child.
But they're like throw pillowcases.
Yeah.
Not like a
they're
pillow
awesome.
for your bed. They're so cute. I highly recommend checking her stuff out.
We bought a Mandalorian print from her, a canvas from her during Fan Expo, and then you just order the stuff from her through her website.
I also have a Wonder Woman one from her, and I still have to order the Linda Carter one.
We'll put the links in the description so people can click on it and order from her because she makes some cool stuff.
I'm looking at all the ones we have now. We have C-3PO, and we have a Cyberman, and then we have a beautiful one that she did of Carrie Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
And all of her stuff is like comic books.
I didn't realize we had so much of her loot.
We have a Mandalorian one too. Mm-hmm. She takes a comic book from whatever she's drawing and she pastes those as her background on her canvas. Then she paints over top of it. So she painted Carrie Fisher over top of one, and I bought that when Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah. I'm going to link to it. I'll put a link in the description
and so her
you guys
stuff
can
is
buy it.
so good, and her shipping's pretty reasonable, and it's always good to help her out right now too because they're not going to conventions. So because I didn't go to Emerald City Comic Con, I was like, well, I'm going to buy from some of these vendors at least help them out that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered those, and we're running out of wall space, but I love her stuff. I would love to buy one of her original works one day.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I love the Carrie Fisher one because it reminds me of the time we met her at Fan Expo.
A couple of years back.
Yeah, and that was awesome. It was the coolest experience because at first I was like, oh, I'll let you stand next to her. I'll go stand next to her dog, Gary.
Yep.
And then as soon as we got into the room, I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to stand next to her. And then you stood next to the dog instead. And I was like, sorry, but I'm standing next to her. I have to. Sorry.
It was cute.
And then she grabbed my hand. She saw I was a little scared to talk to her. She was commenting on my outfit because I had a space outfit on. And she grabbed my hand and squeezed it really tight and made me feel really comfortable. And we took a really great photo.
That's great.
So I'll always remember that. But she was super nice. And then we went to her panel too. And she was really funny in that.
Yeah, she was great.
Sad that she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Although I kind of feel like we shouldn't go meet any more celebrities because we also met Chewbacca.
Peter Mayhew.
And he also is now dead. And
Stanley,
we met him. He's also now dead. So
yeah.
I'm sure we can't meet any more celebrities.
It's not us.
It's not us, but it's
we met
just
Kevin
got
Smith
in.
and he nearly died.
Oh God!
But he pulled through.
Okay, that's
so
great.
There's a lot of, and then there's tons of other people that we met.
That's true. Kevin Smith.
Carl Urban.
Yeah, Kevin Smith was another interesting meet. He was super nice. We always try to take our Christmas card photos at the photo ops, and we told him that we were doing ours for Smithmas, and it was perfect because he's a Smith, we're a Smith,
exactly.
and he thought it was great.
Yeah.
And and I had my Chewbacca. I dressed up as Chewbacca, and Scott dressed up as Han Solo, and I made both costumes.
Right.
And he really liked him. He stuck around, and he kept us in a little bit longer and was talking about our costumes.
Right.
And I had a last-minute conversation with him. He already left the room, sort of, and we're talking about our costume, and I said, I really appreciate, what did I say? I really appreciate you, like, taking the photo with us and, like, all the stuff you've done, but I really wanted to ask him, what is your skincare routine? He has like the smoothest skin.
He does. Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
And that's a perfect segue to the Sephora story.
I know. I need to ask him one day because he'll probably just like die. I bet you he has an amazing skincare routine. He's not, but people never ask him that.
It's true. A routine or a regime?
Both.
What's the difference? I think a regime is
a regime sort of like an evil thing, though?
No, a skincare regime.
But isn't it a regime?
Is more of a system. It's well thought out.
What is it called when you're like a Hitler? Like
it is that. There's a regime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we should say it's that.
Okay.
Routine. Yeah.
More peaceful.
Unless you're like an army against your face.
Hey, man, you got to fight aging.
I think you're saying you're going to fight AIDS.
You got to fight that too. By moisturizing.
Yes. But... yeah, if you ever look at Kevin Smith, I don't think he has pores.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'm not really looking forward to going back to Sephora, but I think the whole business model has to change where everything can't just be out and open for everyone to stick their fingers in because it is fucking disgusting. And we go in there and all of those things are dirty and you see people sampling them and putting the stuff on their face.
Are you describing a strip joint?
Well, that's going to have to change too.
Yeah, I agree. I can't tell you the countless times where I go into Sephora or any other type of store like that where women are physically putting lipstick on their face. Like on their... and I'm like looking at it going... And one time I turned to someone, I couldn't handle it anymore. They were sort of like your mom's age, like in their late 60s. And they were having a good old time at Sephora. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
My mom wishes she was in her late 60s.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying... And then... I couldn't handle it anymore. I looked at her and I said, you know, in the news recently, someone got, what is it called on your lips? Not herpes, but like, whatever that infection is from, oh man, I can't.
I know, fuck.
We were really bad. But I told him that. I said someone got whatever that infection is on your lips. And they both just freaked the fuck out, dropped them down the lake. Yeah, you should think about what you're doing. Not that you think they're cleaning stuff in here. No, they rarely do.
Fuck, what is that called?
I don't.
Oh, it'll
come to us.
Yeah,
it'll come to
terrible.
us later. Not staff.
No,
But it happens a lot. Like people will physically do a full face of their makeup at Sephora.
Well, you got young girls going in there that probably maybe aren't allowed to wear makeup.
And they're wondering why they break out.
No, they're doing well, right? Okay, but they're going there before they go out on the town. They're basically this is just
they do offer like
absolutely, but I mean you're right. People are just using it as their place to grab all the free makeup in the world.
But when they offer like to do your makeup at Sephora, when they have a staff member do it. No, they literally go and get the makeup on display to do your makeup. I've never seen them go, we have our own stash of makeup we'll do. They literally go pick out stuff in the store and do your makeup.
Right.
Like foundation in a pump is fine because you can clean off the thing with stuff. But like when you're physically dipping into eyeshadows and putting it on someone's eye when people's fingers, kids' fingers, because let's just to say there's kids in there that decide to turn it into color zone.
Yeah.
I don't ever do it. Like
If you've ever seen how disgusting a food court is, those are the same people that are in Sephora touching absolutely everything.
But you also know Sephora very well.
Oh, I do know very well.
Because I take you in there so much.
Nothing hit home more than Judd Apatow's Netflix special and stand-up comedy special when he talks about how he's been there so much with his wife and 2 or 3 daughters that he knows how to stock the store. Like, he knows everything there. Yeah. It's like, that's freaking hilarious because I feel exactly that. I find everything
Why does you suppose he goes in? Is he the payer?
He's a damn good husband.
Does he whip out the card at the end and buys the things they want, or does he just go in
with his family?
He's just doing it because he wants to spend time with his daughters.
Yeah, he's not an asshole.
Do you think he actively is involved in helping them pick out stuff?
I don't know about that, but
I would love to see him shop at Sephora with his daughters.
More shopping malls have men's lounges or a bar to go hang out at. Like, I get it.
I think there should be a lounge in Sephora.
There's 2 things that can happen when we go to the mall and go to Sephora, which is, 1, I can be moody and a jerk, and it'll be not fun for either of us.
You're never moody, though.
I get moody, but I'm saying,
you're a good husband.
I can go into Sephora
that,
and I can pretend to be interested is the wrong term, but I mean, like, I can be aware of what you're doing and answer you, but you know what I mean? Like,
but you're listening, though.
I don't have to be a dick. Exactly.
But I can tell you are listening because I will be looking for something and you'll find it before me. So it's not like you're not pretending to listen. You actually
give me a task and I will get it done.
You find it fast. And I don't want to be in there that long either. I've already done my research. I know what I'm going in for. I mean, I'll pop in to see something new that came out just to look at it, but then I won't be in there. I don't think I'm in there for too long.
Right.
But they do need to have some kind of lounge area because there's a lot of times where there's men in there or women, depending, or even kids, where they're in the way and I can't get in the aisle because their whole freaking family is there, or the husband. There's a bunch of aisles where women and husbands are standing next to each other, and I can't get to any of the makeup.
Yeah.
So if there was a lounge for them to hang out at instead of hanging out by
in the middle of the mall at the crappy couch or whatever.
Well, they won't do that, though. They'll hang out in Sephora in the same aisle.
Yeah, just blocking.
But if there's a place for dudes to hang out or whatever.
Well, that's why I like that the Ulta is better because they usually have chairs and they have free Wi-Fi. So when we are in the States and we go to a Ulta in Bellingham, it's like, yeah, I'll be in the back. And I just jump on the Wi-Fi and I'm catching up and I'm doing shit. Yeah. And it's like, spend all the time you want. I'll go sit in the back and for 45 minutes while I'm waiting for you. I'm perfectly entertained.
No, you're totally fine. It's like the hair salon area. Yeah. They usually have chairs back there, and they never say anything to you. They even have magazines, but we don't want to flip through those now. Right. But like,
that's right. I got my own entertainment.
Why are they still putting magazines out? No one.
I'm
flips
sure that'll
through.
Change too.
But does anyone flip through magazines
Everyone's
anymore?
got their devices.
When was the last time you picked up a magazine in like a dentist office and looked at it?
Never, because they're gross.
Yeah, I think
not in a doctor's office where there's sick
people. A couple years ago, I actually picked one up in a dentist's office because it had Bill Nye on the cover.
Okay.
And
I'm intrigued.
I never looked at Bill Nye as being handsome, but they made him look amazing on that cover. He had like a nice teeth. They just made him look hot.
Right.
And it was like a scientific magazine. I can't remember which one it was right now. But you can probably look it up and look. But I was like,
Science?
Dang!
Was it Science Hunks?
Something like scientific, whatever. But
Gentleman
I was like,
doctors?
Dang, what happened? What's going on with Bill Nye? He was all like spiffied up in a really modern day suit. Like the looking lighting sharp. They did on him looking sharp. And I was like, nice. What Way happened? To go, Bill. He was just laying on the table. I'm like, what? Is that Bill Nye? What the fuck?
Remember like a handful of months ago when he was trending on Twitter and you're like, oh my God, why is he trending? And he was just dancing in like a fashion
Oh, yeah, they did like a fashion show and he decided to dance down the final walk. He decided to dance down. He was crushing it.
Yeah.
Does Bill Nye have kids?
Probably.
That's a good question. I never thought of him with kids.
I'm sure he does.
That would be interesting because I don't know. Let's just see.
So, yeah, if more stores had free Wi-Fi and a place for a dude to sit down, Anthropologie, when we've gone there, again, then they have great displays. In the past, I've always been wowed by walking in there, and they've got cool things for me to look at while I'm waiting for you while you shop.
Yeah, they do. But there's a men's section.
In Anthropologie? No. I don't think so.
No, there's not. I thought there was some reason I thought there was a men's section in there, but no. Anthropologie is just relaxing to be in.
They're nice.
They've got candles going.
Yeah.
They got beautiful couches that no one can afford.
Yeah.
And I haven't been there so long. And actually, I was thinking about going to Anthropologie recently because I need more clothes because I got rid of all my clothes because they don't fit. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about going in and just trying stuff
Getting inspired.
Yeah. And then all this happened. So I was like, well, maybe I'll go down to Anthropologie because I was like, I can make stuff. So, but yeah, so that's didn't happen. But I do love that store. I do think it's very pretty.
It's a nice experience, but you've gone in a handful of times and bought nothing.
Oh, I just go straight to the sale room. Yeah. Only one time I bought something full price, and that was for a dress for a wedding.
Right, which makes sense.
Which I still have. I'm holding on to it. I'm hoping
I can.
I'm hoping I can take it in.
Right.
Because it's such a cool dress. It still holds up. Like it's still modern enough to still wear. But I feel like I can take it in. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I haven't been there in so long, and I would love to go back again. And I wish we would have
You'd love to go to any store besides a grocery store?
Yes, because I'm doing all my Sephora shopping at like the grocery store. It's weird.
And I want to be able to order from Amazon.com instead of
I want to be able to order from Amazon, any Amazon, and actually get it. Yeah. Within 2 days again.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, but I get it. Necessities first.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's weird what they choose as a necessity. I can still get an Amazon product like an Alexa thing the same day.
Well, even that hard drive we wanted to buy, I could get it the next day, and that was like I was looking at it at 11 o'clock at night, and I could get it by the following day if I wanted to.
It's interesting what they choose as a necessity.
Which
I think they just checked off a category and didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Like you can check off food, yes, a necessity. Toilet paper, necessity, whatever.
Right.
But then there's weird things that I'll get much faster than stuff that I actually need for work.
Right.
Like,
Well, we bought some lights.
We bought a ring light.
A ring light.
We bought a ring light because you're doing a lot of video conferencing.
And I gotta look good.
And also we could use it. So we're using it for work and stuff. So to me,
when I photograph my beers, I want them to look good.
Well, to me, like some people's businesses, it is a necessity. In order to keep working at home, you need to do conferences, and you need to be able to get these things in order to keep your job going. But
I need a chair.
I know we need to buy a chair. And
there was chairs at Costco yesterday. There were signs that says, "Don't sit on them."
I know. I was halfway down to go sit. Don't sit on the chair. And I was halfway down, and I immediately popped back up because how are you going to buy a chair? But I don't want those chairs. Those ugly standard black office chairs are ugly. I want a pretty chair.
A chair that's not a freaking office chair. I know it's difficult.
Now
not $8,000.
There's a store called, what is it called? It's
Structube.
Structube here. It's a weird name. I still feel like we're saying it wrong.
Yeah.
There's a chair I'm interested in there for like $100, but they're not open at all.
They're not doing store pickup.
They're not doing store pickup.
And they have astronomically high shipping fees.
Yeah, so I have to wait till after.
But they have some nice chairs, but they look great.
But I would love for them to do like a curbside pickup thing. But I get it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. But I would love that because I refuse to go to Staples like your brother and spend $300 on an ugly ass standard office chair.
Right. Well, especially since I'm going to be sitting in the middle of the living room.
I haven't looked at Wayfair and stuff like that. I should look at them.
Sure.
They offer free shipping over like, I think it's in a reasonable number. So I have to look at there and see. And at Amazon, if I look at chairs, I can't trust. Amazon.ca just sucks in general.
Yeah, it's limited.
It's very limited.
Few options.
So yeah, getting a new office chair would be nice because sitting at our dining room tables.
I miss my sit-stand desk at work.
I know, right?
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to get a chair. Little things like that.
I'm going to hug my desk. That's what
You're
going to
hug your desk?
I am going to hug my desk.
Sanitize it first?
Yes. My desk is so lonely right now.
Oh.
I told Rachel today I missed her.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. What'd she say?
She said, "Oh, that's sweet. I miss you too."
You miss the shenanigans?
Yeah.
Do you miss your daily squats?
Yeah, man. We're still doing those. We're crushing those.
You're doing them. You're just doing them.
Yeah. Before we never did them and just said we were doing them. So now we're still not doing them and say we did them. It's fun. It's a good game.
It's a good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You should continue. You should ask her if she's doing her squats.
I did do 10 push-ups the other day because I didn't think I could actually do 10 push-ups, and I did it.
And it didn't bother your tendonitis?
No, my wrist has been screwed up for years, and it was always hard for me to do an actual push-up. And so I was trying to do them different ways. We have a Pilates machine.
Different ways?
Well, like less pressure on my wrist. Like I'm strong enough to do many push-ups, but the wrist would always make it really, really difficult. And so like I wanted to do like weights so I could hold it so my wrist wasn't flat against the ground.
You wouldn't wink off so much when you were a child.
I think I need to do it more. I think that I need to strengthen my wrists.
You're such a wanker.
Yeah. Bloody wanker. So just looking for different ways to do push-ups because I don't want to buy fitness equipment. I don't believe that you need to do that.
Well, we
but
do
even
have
though we do have the
yeah.
Pilates machine, which is great, and I don't use it enough. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I was proud, and I was supposed to do 11 today. I was going to try to do.
You still can.
You're right.
The day is not over.
Stopping me.
Would you like to do it now, and I can commentate how well you're doing?
Now I'm self-conscious.
Oh, you can do 11.
As long as you just keep counting, even though I'm passed out on the floor. It's like, oh my God, 506.
And it's the lonely podcast after that. Exactly. Yeah. You can still do it, though.
I will do it.
You can
I'm going to add one more on every day.
That's good.
I'll be so ripped when I get back to work, bro.
We can put, like, weights on you. Or, actually,
you can sit on my back.
Oh, we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you're right. I shouldn't have cut my hair. I shouldn't have had you cut my hair. I should have kept my beard growing. I should have been like in Rocky when he went to the woods and he was working out with logs.
Is that where you hid? No, that's Rambo where you hid in the mud.
Fuck, there is another Rambo movie we got to watch Last Blood.
Why?
And actually, there's a couple of Rambo movies that I still haven't seen, and there are other Rocky movies that I haven't seen.
Did you see the one in the mud where he hides in
Rocky
the mud?
2. That's Rambo 2, First Blood.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just called Rambo. First one's called First Blood.
Rambo, Rocky. Yeah. Although they should mix those movies together. It'd be really funny.
It's the same guy. They totally can, bro.
They totally can.
Yeah.
He does train, doesn't he? In Rambo, doesn't he train in the woods?
Yeah.
Does he
trains
like
in
get
everything.
all like yeah?
Yeah.
There's always a training montage.
Well, Rocky's for the training. I guess Rambo, there's sort of preparation, I guess.
Well, he did training in the woods though or preparation.
And Brian Dennehy passed away this last week, and he was in First Blood playing the cop.
Was it
I always
COVID?
loved him. No, I don't think so. He was an older fellow. I think he had some other health issues, and he was a great actor.
Yeah,
and in lots of good stuff.
We keep losing people.
I know his name.
Yeah, you're better at names than me, and I know faces, but I'm
better until we hit record, and then I can't fucking remember anything.
But you're better at it than me, though. I mean, for example, I actually am bad with faces too sometimes because I won't recognize a celebrity in front of me if I did that at Fan Expo where
Carl Urban.
I pushed Carl Urban out of my way because I wanted to get to see a dragon thing I was looking at.
And the motherfucker just wanted to see some Battlestar Galactica.
And I was just like, excuse me. Because he was just standing in my way.
He's 6 foot.
And he's like, oh, sorry. And I was, and you're like, you just. And you had a bodyguard there, and I was just like, I don't care. I'm on a mission. I'm looking for this dragon.
You just pushed Dr. McCoy out of your way.
I did. And so I was just like, oh, now I recognize him now that I'm looking up at him. Because I was when I'm on focus to look at something, I don't really look around me. I'm just like focused on. So I didn't care. I was just like, you're standing where I need to be.
Fuckface.
Get out of my way, you fuckface.
Yeah.
But.
Whereas now he'd be 6 feet away from you.
Yes. I think all people should be 6 feet away in public.
Yeah.
Well, Costco's.
And again, those are the things that I hope some of this carries over. Like, it's
weird that you're scared of humans. When I see a human coming around the corner, I'm like, ugh! Get away from me, you dirty, dirty human. It's so funny.
It is funny. Yeah.
It's like you go around the corner and you see someone and you stop.
Yeah.
You're like, no fucking way am I getting near your ass.
Right.
But yeah, it's funny that we're creeped out about our own species.
Our own kind.
Yeah, our own kind. But which is weird because I'm usually freaked out about peep humans anyway because they're always getting me sick.
Well, you made a great point the other day is like getting like what's going to happen again when we're in like a crowd of people because it's just going to be weird.
There'll still be people not using deodorant.
But like that moment when you're walking through a crowd at a Canucks game or like some other sporting event, that many people, I can't
imagine
weird.
Because at like a game or even a concert, people are yelling and cheering, which means things are coming out of their mouth. You don't see it, but there's spit and stuff projecting the people in front of you. So when you leave a game,
we're just covered
how
in
much
stuff.
shit from people behind you are just on you.
Yeah.
So
it's gross. I don't think about it.
I want shields in every row. Just like at the cashier.
Plexiglass in every
Plexiglass,
row.
yeah.
Bubble boy.
I want to be like the Pope in my little box. Little glass
take
box.
Up some room.
Yeah.
I'll get all steamy.
No, it's going to be very air controlled. Just bubble boy.
Tubes.
It's just going to be bubble boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, as much as I miss being able to watch hockey, I miss being able to go and play floor hockey twice a week.
Well, you're saving money that way.
Yeah, but I'm not staying in shape.
Yeah. Well, we go for walks.
We do. But I miss the banter. I miss the banter of hockey.
Yeah, I get it. You need your dude time.
I do need my dude time.
That's real dude time.
It is good dude
It's
time.
not, let's get together and go watch porn. Playing floor hockey together is real dude time.
I got a confession. We get in the gym and we watch porn.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
That's why my back hurts so much when I come home. Ew.
Do you watch it bent over? Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Squats. I'm doing squats.
You're doing squats, watching porn in a high school.
In a elementary school.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's not
Oh.
cool. It's not good.
Yikes. But
Really
you'll get
do
there.
play floor hockey.
You guys will play again. But I was actually concerned about you going when this all first started. You went a couple times. I'm like, you guys are like sweating on
I
each other.
didn't go the last game. Like
I know. I was getting concerned
played one
about
last
you
game
going.
than anybody else because you were
Yeah.
concerned. It's just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not working at home. I'm working from home. Why would
Can
I go
you
and play
can
floor
you do
hockey?
like a video chat with everybody? And
We should actually. We should do that. I haven't talked to some of those guys since this went down.
yeah,
But I should check in and see how everybody's doing.
you can have a dude chat.
We totally can. Because again, it's the banter that I miss.
I can banter with you.
I know you can, and you totally do. But there's some points of view that I'm missing.
What are you guys bantering about? You just calling each other shithead?
Well, this when this first started happening, it's just like, oh, I've got some. Because we didn't think that this was. We're not. Here we are, six weeks later. We thought this would be over much quicker and way less devastating. So like things that I was gonna say, like I was coming up with new bits. It's like, oh, he's self-distancing from scoring and things like that. Like that's some good shit.
That's
right?
pretty good though.
Thank you. Or like when a guy's goal sucking, what do you like? He's goal sucking down there. No, bro, he's self-distancing. Like it's great. It's the same bit, but you can do it a number of ways, and we have a lot of the same bits. That
So you're like a
that come up.
13-year-old, somewhat.
Is this a surprise?
No, because I'm a 13-year-old.
Yes, I prefer 14-year-old.
Okay,
a little bit more sophisticated.
I just say 13 because you just turned your teens
Yes.
and everything's a little bit more funnier.
You're talking about boners and stuff like that. It's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Also,
But,
can you call this podcast Boners and Donkeys?
boners and things.
Boners and things.
Anthropology boners.
Let's talk about your boner failings.
Feelings and how.
Feelings and boners. Name of my new book.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yeah, you'll get back to
Old
hockey.
houses and fresh boners.
Ew.
Yeah. See?
Old houses and fresh boners?
Well, we sold your mom sold the old house.
And fresh boners.
Yeah.
I don't know how that title would do.
I don't know either. But anyways, it's something.
What kind of people would we be getting?
We should wrap it up because it's talking about fresh boners now.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, I don't...
Apparently there's nowhere to go when I say fresh boners.
Nowhere to go with fresh boners.
But I would like to thank my brother Steve for loaning me some audio equipment that we're testing out.
Yeah, we
And
ordered
I
some
think
new stuff.
These last two episodes, I think, sound better than the first and sound a lot better than my other podcasts that we've been doing.
It does, because my voice tends to get higher.
Yeah.
Because it's just natural.
So thank you to Steve in the Mix on YouTube and on Instagram
Yep.
for loaning us stuff. He's busy at work and he wasn't using these, so he let me borrow them.
Yeah, and we have real mics, but we ordered some new stuff because we want to
We were just trying
try
out some
new
different
stuff
stuff
out.
Yeah. We've been using 2 Blue Yeti microphones, but I'm limited to 2 microphones. And when we've done the podcast with a third individual, Shannon and I share microphones, and it doesn't always work super great together.
No.
And so moving to an XLR mic that requires some additional equipment allows us to have some more stuff, but it just means I gotta buy some things.
But it's hard to get it right now too. Even though we ordered stuff, we're still not gonna get it for a few weeks.
And even the local stores, none of it have in stock. The local music stores, which is weird.
Yeah, we're just trying stuff out. And I think when we do podcasts, we shouldn't have no more than like 3 total people, because when you did that episode on Smitty's or Playing with Friends, you had like 6 or 8 people on that, and that was crazy.
3 or 4, like Mac, no more than 4. You're waiting for too many people. 3 is perfect. 2 is great. You know, one-on-one with a guest is perfect. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you want to have I want to have the freedom to at least do 4 people. Do them.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Good times. But now that I've been working or looking up all of this music stuff and researching that, my Instagram feed is just full of fucking music stuff now. Music equipment purchases. All sorts of things you can spend your money on.
You're going to change my browsing.
You pick your hobby. There's 9,000 products you can buy for that hobby. It's a whole new world.
think it's funny that ads start showing up for things I already bought. Yeah. They'll give me an ad for it. It's like, dude, I already bought it. Don't give me that. I want something else.
Well, that's what happened when we bought our car. Because I was on the Mitsubishi website and the Metrotown Mitsubishi website. And then we bought the car, and all of a sudden I'm getting ads like, man, I bought the car.
I love when we bought our car, like a brand new. This is your first brand new car.
It is my first brand new car.
And we are still seeing commercials for the car. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, we have that car already. That was awesome.
In the model year of that car.
In the model year of that car. So that's nice. It was your favorite. You've always had like used cars. Mm-hmm. And then so it was nice that you finally got your brand new car.
It was. It's great. Yeah. Still love it.
Yeah.
But I want a Tesla now.
He's lusting over a Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Model Y. It's going to be mine. Coming soon. Very soon. One day. Very soon. The next 10 years.
You'll get one.
Absolutely.
We'll get one. And it'll be one day like what I usually do is, okay, I'm ready now. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get it. But
we can talk about that in our next episode.
Yeah. About cars.
Yeah.
Oh, your favorite subject.
Didn't get to go to the auto show.
No.
Didn't get to go last year because we went to
Well, you
Disney
didn't get to
World.
go to the auto show, and I didn't get to go to iMac.
I know.
Which is a makeup show.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Those things aren't important.
They're enjoyable.
But they're not important. Then.
But rightly so canceled.
That's okay. It's sad. We're all sad for things that are going to. I think we have tickets to go see Dumb People Town in Vancouver in
Brothers
in July.
End of June.
And it's coming up. That's definitely going to be canceled. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm comfortable going.
No.
So we'll see.
Right.
We shall see. But
shout out. Follow the Sklar Brothers, Scarborough Country on YouTube. They do a daily podcast, the Pandy Pods.
The Pandy Pods?
Yeah.
Is that what they're calling it now?
That's one of the names that they're calling it. They like us, they're having difficulty finding a name, so they just call it, and they're taking suggestions for names.
What is Pandy?
Pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Pods.
That's cute. But then they're going to end it when
they also say like 2 brothers, 1 couch.
Are they going to end it when this
No
is
one
over?
knows. I mean, they've lost money because they can't tour right now. They're 2 twin comedians, and so they're filling their day with doing this stuff.
Well, I know
they also are actors, but there's no productions going right now. So they're entertaining us. They do a 45-minute to half-hour podcast every single day on YouTube, and they're just basically an escape. They just go talk about news stories or whatever, just distraction. I usually watch it when I'm like emptying the dishwasher and preparing dinner, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're entertaining. Mm-hmm. Sometimes though, because their voices are so similar, I'm just like, whoa! It's like an echo, like because they kind of finish each other's sentences.
It's kind of cool.
I know they're aware of it.
Yeah.
And you can't just like I'm aware of my voice is so high.
When they do their stand up, like there's a rhythm that happens, and it's this polished thing where they finish in each other's sentences, and some of it is done really, really fluidly and done really, really well. Other times
it's creepy though.
Like when they're on a podcast, they both say the exact same thing.
I know,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Because it's one brain.
It's crazy.
It's neat.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool. Anyway,
it's crazy.
Great podcast if you're looking for that.
Yeah.
Do you have a shout out? You want to? Oh, we did. Katie Pop Art. Follow her.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her art. There's so many artists I love though, but I love her. And she's Canadian. I think she's from Edmonton. She does have like a little store that's usually open at her house. She has like a side I don't want to say shack, but like a studio. She does open up from time to time when non-pandemic
or you can
buy
times. Online.
But you can buy in time. But if you're from Edmonton, when things are back to somewhat a reasonable state, you'll be able to go visit. But she usually goes to Comic-Cons and sells there, especially around the Edmonton area. She does a lot of stuff. But her art is so cool. And and I wish we had even bigger place with more walls.
Right.
Because I'd love to hang up more art because I love all the art we have. So just don't have enough wall space for it all.
True.
But she's definitely someone to follow, and she paints many different genres of nerdy things. So
cool.
Even Baby Yoda, she does a great Baby Yoda right now.
Absolutely.
And I think she's doing another Baby Yoda.
That's cool. I
thought I saw her doing one the other day. So
we're going to leave it there. If you want to follow Shannon on Instagram, it's StarWhale75. And I'm Smitty's Brew. If we'd love it if you would subscribe to this podcast on iTunes. And it's getting added to all of the different places. So you're a Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio and all those places.
Yeah.
If you could leave a comment on iTunes and leave a 5-star rating, we'd really, really appreciate that because that just helps us get up in the listings of the brand new podcast with no listeners yet.
Yes.
So we want to try and grow it.
Some, but yeah.
If you are listening to it, thank you.
Yeah, and our podcast will even improve and change over time. So
absolutely,
I'm excited for it. It's like we're going on a date every time.
That's right.
Because we are forced to talk to each other.
That's I love it. Beautiful.
Actually, this is good therapy for customers.
It is
for couples.
Yeah, for sure.
Just do a podcast because you're forced to talk to each other.
Forced to listen.
I can't go hide in a room.
I'm gonna run into the kitchen and open every fucking cupboard right now and then leave.
As long as you don't drop anything down the drain.
Again, I can't promise that.
I'm gonna start calling you Drano.
Hey. That's weird.
Yeah.
Goodbye, humans.